Isaac, good morning,
Good
Isaac.
morning.
Yeah, you send me a message. I'm not in Australia. I'm in Conakry right now.
Oh, you're in Conakry right now.
Yeah, I'm with the. I brought the client to my head office. Tell me what can I do for you?
I came across your video and you talking about gold. So I'm really interested because I have some of my clients also selling gold in Congo, but they are currently in Zambia.
Well, I don't handle. I only handle exclusively for my seller. I don't handle anybody unless I'm exclusive marketer for both buyers and seller. I think you guys you misunderstood my position. I am here to explain to the world that Africa is the main source, but I only handle Mali, Conakry, and Sierra Leone. Right. And I know my seller and I have transactions successful. So I don't deal other people or I have gold, rah, rah, rah. I don't. Why not sell it? You can sell it. Hmm.
Okay, can I put you in contact with my seller, but you can deal with them and get the buyer for them, and
No,
then
I
at
don't.
the
I have
same
my
time.
own seller. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't know your seller. I know my seller. That's why when I travel with a buyer, I do charge my
Oh,
services. I don't deal with the seller that have gold. I don't. You can sell. You can sell it, Isaac. You can help your seller. Yeah.
but I'm trying also to look for a client. I don't know, maybe you have another
No, I
client who
cannot
can
find a
assist
client
me as
because
well.
I'm also my client is my client is for my seller. I wouldn't help you to find a client. You know you are now on the social domain. You are now in the global village. You have to learn how to market. You cannot just depend to Mrs. Ford because I'm not here to give anyone. I am here to work for the company. That the seller has his own goal. Yeah. That,
Okay,
that is the reason why
understand.
you
I
guys
understand.
cannot find a buyer because you are not transparent. You have to learn how to tell the world that hey, this is the gold. How you gonna take the gold out of the country? That is the main point. The buyer will be scared from you guys. Buyer will not trust you. They're scared because he is buying worth $1 million, and then you people, you are not transparent enough. You learn from my video. You read because question and answer is on my video. The full corporate offer is on my video. And the buyer come to Wilhelmina because they understand and they trust me. I'm here in Conakry, right? And I send my buyer's representative in Sierra Leone. They got the gold. Now the same buyer. Now the buyer is here in Conakry getting diamond. Yeah. So I cannot help everyone. You have to learn how to market the product of your seller. You got my point?
I get you very well. I get you very well. But I'm just also at the beginning. I was trying to get the system that you're using. So I'm very clear. I'm a Christian. I'm Catholic Christian. So what you say, probably you right 100% because some people are not honest. That's why they end up losing customers
Well,
and and
that's the reason
customers.
why they ended into losing money because they want to shortcut. I'll give you an example. There was a buyer that he was chatting with me 2 weeks while I was in Australia, not knowing that he was been window shopping. This representative of the buyer. So he traveled to Conakry and he sent me a message that he is in Conakry. And I told him, oh, I'm in Conakry. So which hotel? So he was staying the same hotel that he stayed. So because I cannot entertain him because I have with my client with me, the client is paying my services. So I cannot talk to anybody. I have with my client, I have to look after my client. So he went to the seller's office. He was frustrated thinking he can get
Okay.
gold 3 kilos. The seller would not allow because there is a requirement at least 10 to 20 kilos. And he asked me to help him. I said, I cannot. Because I told this buyer, when I travel, exclusively for the buyer. Exclusive. I don't entertain any buyer on the ground without me knowing who is the buyer. He's staying in the same hotel. He returned to Dubai empty-handed. Hmm. The other day. Hmm. He thought he can get gold for very cheap. He was offered very cheap. And I told him, who offer you very cheap? The fake seller. I said, no, the seller is not fake. He has a broker. The broker mislead you. Yeah. I told the buyer, no, the seller is not fake. He has the gold, but the price and the quantity, you were being misled by the broker. See?
I understand that. I understand what you said. So I'm just also at the beginning. I also try to reach the every way I can.
No, what you have to do, because you know your seller, you have to sell to the world. You have to tell what necessary requirement that the buyer would take. The procedure are all the same, whether you buy gold in Nairobi, DRC, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Mali, Conakry, or Kimpala. The procedure are all the same. The buyer has to pay. This is not CIF. This is F.O.B bank to bank. And the buyer has to pay the gold to the seller in order to show the cash inflow. Without that receipt of payment from the buyer to the seller, then the buyer would not get the clearances. Because the clearance will say that the gold is free of illegal activities. Without that, you wouldn't get. And don't give money to any seller in advance without seeing the gold. Don't. The money would not be refunded. If they say, oh, send me money to pay taxes, do not. You need to travel. You need to let your buyer travel and see what he's buying. Yeah.
I understand. That is very well. Understand your point. Understand. It's very clear, and I like the way you marketing yourself. It's really give me that appetite of learning and get even money, because I'm also doing that. Real estate here in South Africa with Roston option. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I've been in real estate. I'm retired already, and I retired from real estate. Buying and selling, Isaac, exactly the same. There is no shortcut on buying and selling. I'll give you an example. You are in real estate. Me, I used to be in real estate. You have to show the property first to the buyer. How many rooms? What square meters of the house? What location is location? So the buyer say, I like this location. Then you're gonna sign a contract, right? Then the buyer say, okay, Isaac, I wanna come to your office and sign a contract. Buying gold, I was the one who introduced this. I was the one who introduced to the world that buying and selling exactly the same. There is no F, there is no but, right?
Okay.
I interviewed the buyer. My full corporate offer is online. When the buyer come to Wilhelmina, I asked the buyer, how did you find me on YouTube channel? Okay. Did you really understand what you're watching? Not really. Go back and read and click below. The full corporate offer is in there. Question and answer is on every video. Yes. How did you find me, Isaac? How did you find Wilhelmina?
I find you as well as YouTube because I was reading to understand the procedure of CIF.
Yeah?
So, and after that, then your video come up and pop up. I said, oh, okay. And then I started listening to the video, what you're talking about with the client, and then the procedure of FTO and everything. So I said, okay, that's good, because those guys that selling gold in DRC, they are one of my closest brother. I know them very well.
Well, as you know, DRC is a UN embargo. It's very difficult to take the gold from DRC. What they do, they bring it to Nairobi, they bring it to Tanzania, they bring it to Kimpala, they bring it to the closer border. Because once the gold coming from Congo is listed no United Nations embargo. I don't know if the embargo has been lifted, but I wouldn't touch DRC. I wouldn't. I don't know the seller in DRC. I only know the seller in Mali. I only know the seller in Sierra Leone. I only know my seller in Conakry. That's all I do. And Isaac, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's why you know a lot of them. You mostly focus on Sierra Leone, Mali, Guinea, Conakry. Yeah, I understand your point. So I'm still new. I'm trying also to learn something. Maybe I can also leave the real estate agent and get also in the marketing of gold client as well.
Well, there are two kinds of buying and selling. Most of the buyer, they buy gold to bring it to Dubai. That is fine. That is business. You're a gold trader, but you need, before you come to Wilhelmina, when you watch my video, our conversation is live because I'm live all the time. What you have to do after our conversation, you listen to our conversation. When you finish watching our conversation, when the buyer come to Wilhelmina, the buyer has to show his company business registration. The buyer has to show Wilhelmina an importation license. The buyer has to show his passport, and the buyer has to show his proof of fund bank statement. Because if the buyer cannot show to me, he's not a buyer. He's not. Because when you come to my platform on my YouTube channel, I already explained it. So when you come, oh Wilhelmina, I'm the buyer. Okay, how did you find me? On YouTube channel. Did you read? Not really. Go back and read. Yes. That's my that is my policy. Go back and read. Yes.
I understand the way you work. You're very strict.
I am very strict,
To the
Isaac.
point.
Yeah. I'm very strict. Why? Why? This is $1 million, Isaac. My seller hired Wilhelmina to market. My seller is paying me my work, and I only charge the buyer when I travel with the buyer. You know how much I charge my extra service? Is $15,000.
Woo.
Yes. This buyer
so
of
nice.
mine that he's with me, he paid my trip. He paid the 15,000. It covers my hotel accommodation, airfare, insurance, and food. If the buyer cannot afford to me, he's not a buyer. He's not. He is not a
I
buyer.
understand.
Sorry?
Okay. That's so nice. That's so nice system that you're working with. It's a real system.
I work for the real buyer. I work for the real seller. I am two. My job is two. I am with the buyer because the buyer pay my extra. If the buyer wouldn't pay extra, he can travel. I will arrange the contract. But if there is an issue, there is a problem, don't blame Wilhelmina because I'm not. But if I'm with the buyer, right? I am with the buyer, and I have to talk to my head office. Whatever the issue, I can fix it. Now this buyer that I have, he is very fussy. I have to find a backup. Now what happened if I'm not around? So the buyer say, "Oh, well, I'm stuck."
Because he doesn't know where to go in and out.
That's right. But because I know I have a lot of sellers, the seller come to Wilhelmina, so then I can talk. I send my buyer's representative in Sierra Leone, 25 kilos. Yeah,
Okay.
because I know the
That's
buyer.
all right.
He's from Dubai. He showed me his proof of fund. He has $1 million. Yeah.
Okay. I understand. That's
So,
so nice.
yeah, so that is the reason why all of the conversation has to be on YouTube channel because that is a learning process. You're gonna learn from our conversation, Isaac. You learn.
I really so excited to learn, and the way I just step on your video, I'm really excited. I say, wow, how can I start also learning? So that's why I said, okay, let me just give you a minute. If she can give me a chance to learn and explain to me the procedure, and then I'll take it from there. Because in DRC, there's a lot of people that selling gold that I know it's legit. There's no scammers. It's straight to the point where I can know. And even in the mining where they are going to the bushes in the forest where they take the gold there and prepare it.
Well, in DRC, the seller has to prove to me if the seller wanted me to handle his production, he has to prove to Wilhelmina, okay, where is your business license? Where is your mining license? Where is your export license? Yeah. I'm very fussy.
Okay.
Where is your mining license? Show it to me. Where your gold produced and where your diamond produced. I don't believe on blah blah blah. And then I will
Okay.
require the seller to open his camera because I'm going to interview the seller live video call. Yes.
Okay.
Most
So
of my
the seller must only permit of exportation.
Of course, you cannot just export. You are the exporter. You own the gold. You have to, assuming I'm the buyer. I come to your office. You are the seller. and you have the license to export, and I don't have license to bring the gold outside the country. So you are the seller. You have to provide all the paperwork as a report, attestation, and clearances, custom clearance, and ownership. Yes, you are going to help me as a buyer because you have the license. You cannot just tell, oh, here's the gold. No, how the buyer can take the gold out of the country? How? So you have to guide your client. Me, I'm guiding my client. If my client say, Wilhelmina, I don't like, for example, Wilhelmina, I don't like you, your seller. Okay, I'll put you to another seller. Yeah,
Okay.
I always have a backup.
That's,
Hmm.
that's called Plan B.
That's right. When I bring the buyer, I know that I have plan B, A and plan B and plan C. If the plan A doesn't work, okay, we can go to plan B. If the plan B doesn't work, plan C. Yeah. But most of the seller here, they got jealous. They are jealous people. Yeah.
And they agree as well.
They are greedy and selfish. Yes. Sellers in
So
Africa,
once
they
it's
are greedy and selfish. Yeah.
they got enough money now, they start being greedy.
Yeah. If I were you, while we are talking live, this is for sellers and buyers as well. Mr. Seller, I know you've been watching, having a conversation with Issac. Issac from South Africa. Excuse me. Whoever listening to our conversation. Mr. Seller, when you had a client, do not rush. Let your client welcome to your office. Entertain them. Do not just think about, I want money on the table. No. You're gonna ask the buyer, Mr. Buyer, welcome to my country. Welcome to DRC, welcome to Sierra Leone, welcome to Mali, or welcome to Conakry, whatever. You let your buyer feel comfortable. Because a minute you demand the money, that put the money, cash advance, the buyer will step back. This is what I'm telling you right now. Mr. Seller, you'll have to listen
Yeah.
to the buyer's needs. You have to. Or else you'll lose customer. I bring the buyer, and the buyers and seller, there's a discussion that which both party didn't consider. I'm on the middle. I soften my seller. Yes. So my buyer say, what happened, Wilhelmina, if you're not around? I told the buyer, disaster. So, disaster. So while I'm talking to you, this seller watching me, you cannot just grab the buyer right under the money. You're gonna tell Mr. Seller, okay, Mr. Buyer, welcome to my country. Tell us, what can we do for you? That is how you do. You're a real estate agent in South Africa. Wilhelmina, welcome to my country.
Exactly.
Tell me, what can I do for you? Then I'm gonna tell you, okay, Mr. Seller, I'm buying gold. Okay, how many quantity? Mr. Seller, I want 10 kilos, but I want to start 1 kilo first. I will bring it to Dubai to taste the 1 kilo. Then I will get the 10 kilos after 1 kilo. But the seller doesn't agree on that. That is wrong.
Exactly.
That is wrong. The seller must agree. You need the money? Okay, Mr. Buyer, you want 1 kilo first. Yeah? Right. Then the contract is 10 kilos. 1 kilo, he will send it to Dubai because he's going to finalize the assay. That is how the seller has to open-minded. Not right that, oh, the requirement is 20, 50, 100. No, that is wrong. That is $1 million already. The buyer are scared to transfer money in Africa. $1 million. I'll give you an example, Isaac. There was a buyer from Mali. He transferred 20 million and he was not being advised. His 20 million has been frozen of money laundering.
Yeah.
Money
Exactly.
laundering.
That is what I've been.
Yes. So on the contract, that must be informed. The seller has to help the buyer to inform his bank that he is expecting money proceed for valued goods. He has to inform his bank. So the buyer from America, he was not been informed by the agent. So what happened? His 20 million has been frozen. Yeah. Because Africa is noted of corruption, Africa noted of gold laundering, Africa noted of money laundering. You have no idea. Most of the agent,
Yes.
how much is my commission? No, you cannot just do that. You need to inform the buyer, this is how you're gonna get it, and you need to register your company in Dubai, for example, because Dubai is a hub. Everybody goes to Dubai, right? When the gold leave the country of origin, the Dubai custom has to be informed.
Okay.
So you cannot just brokering online. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
Okay.
Wilhelmina, I have a buyer. How much is my commission? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Issac, people, brokers hates my guts. I was being blogged, scammer. I don't know how much I scam them. I have no idea. I was being Isaac, I was being screwed in Ghana. I was being scammed in Ghana by a lady and a gentleman. Ghana is a bad experience to me.
Yes. That's so bad. Why are they doing this? People spending money, they're not picking up somewhere, they're spending for them to get benefit back. That's why they're spending money. You can't just start robbing people and scamming, which is not good.
Ghana is a nice country, you must remember. But the people who
I know that.
The people who selling is terrible. They are devious. Ghana is a beautiful country. Yeah. But the seller are devious. Appointment 9 o'clock, they show up 12 o'clock. All African seller. Appointment 10 o'clock, they show up 3 o'clock.
Time management.
Bad management. Send the driver, appointment, come to the hotel, 9 o'clock, they arrive 12 o'clock. And then I keep on calling, where's the driver? Coming. How many minutes? 1 minute. Define me 1 minute. 1 minute. And they said, they come. I said, where? And I told them, define me 1 minute. So I was angry. So I told them, your time management extremely very bad. What happened if I'm not around? I'm sharing you.
They will show up around 2
Sorry?
They will show up around 2 p.m. if not around, but the customer, the client or the buyer waiting for them there at the hotel, they will show up around 2 p.m.
That's right. So the buyer will complain, they're gonna wins. The buyer is wins because the buyer travel a million miles away. Now I'm teaching my seller to be prompt. Oh, Wilhelmina, we're coming. I said, what time? 10 o'clock. Are you sure? So yeah. Oh, come on. I'm not convinced. So we send the driver. How many minutes? 1 minute. Okay. I'm standing in the hotel. More than 1 minute. Then I called my office. Define me 1 minute. He cannot answer me define 1 minute. So the seller is really scared with Wilhelmina. And I told my seller, keep calling to your driver. You give my number to your driver that once he's in front of the hotel, then call me. Then my seller learn from Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina, come down. The driver is in front. Good. That was reform.
Always on time.
Sorry?
You always on time, so that is why
Yeah.
you give them, put them.
Yes. I told them you have the product, but you are useless. Time management, time is money. We travel a million miles away. I travel from Australia to your country. Then you're gonna say 1 minute. No, I'm not acceptable on 1 minute. That's why I told him, define me 1 minute. So they arrive more than before 1 minute. That's why when you mention my name, they don't like Wilhelmina because I'm very tough. Yeah.
No, that is good. When sometimes in life, people they don't have those strict people.
I
They
am
run
very
away
strict.
from them.
I'm very
So
strict.
strict people, they hate them because you tell them the truth and you tell them straight what you need and what is wrong. That's why they always run away.
Yeah.
And hate them.
I always say to the buyer, I always say to the seller, you want the business, you get the buyer. But if you are not prompt, then you're a loser. Oh, madam, we want business. Then change your bad attitude. When you say 9 o'clock, you must leave your place 2 hours before 9 o'clock. Why? Because it's traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's traffic. In Australia, Isaac, when my appointment 10 o'clock, I have to leave my place 2 hours before.
Exactly. That is how it went.
Yeah, and then I have to go to the coffee shop to kill the time waiting for 10 o'clock. So when I walk into the clinic, exact 9 o'clock. And then when I'm waiting to the clinic, because I'm appointed with my doctor, I complained to the receptionist. And I told him, I thought my appointment is 10 o'clock. I want to talk to your doctor, or else I'm going to change my doctor. Immediately, my request has been resolved. Yeah.
Exactly.
I told my doctor, the government is paying you. I am your customer. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how can I learn also from you? I need to learn from you.
Well, just watch our
push me up
conversation. Just listen to our conversation. Our conversation is live. You might learn out of our conversation. Nobody teach Wilhelmina. My seller didn't teach me. But because I'm in marketing for 36 years, buying and selling is very clear and simple.
Understand that point. Understand.
Yeah, nobody taught me.
Because there's terms in gold business that I don't know if it's like the terms of CIF, how to work out the procedure of CIF.
No, there's no CIF in Africa. There's none. The government would not allow. Why are you gonna ask for CIF? Cost, insurance, and freight. How about paying the gold? That's impossible. You as the buyer are obligated to pay the logistic, and you as the buyer, you are obligated to insure the gold. There is a cost. 1.5% on shipping cost and 1.5% on insurance. You need to insure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
the seller don't have to pay anything. It's only in charge of the buyer.
Yes. Our
Okay.
selling price is premium, whatever the price on the world market, less 8%. Tax included. The tax is already on the price. But you as the buyer, you have to pay the shipping cost and insurance. I'll give you an example. I purchased $450 worth of goods. I sent it through DHL. The DHL opened my box. He counted the goods valued of $450, and the DHL asked me the receipt of my purchase. Right? That is normal. And then the DHL charged me $100 out of $450 that I purchased to send overseas. Plus, the DHL asked me to insure the goods. In case the goods will be stolen, then I can claim insurance. Buying gold and diamond, exactly the same. There is no if, there is no but. You got my point?
I get you very well.
Right.
Okay. Because the other point is when you see some buyers, they say, okay, the price of the market is on the LMB is 47.
No.
But
That-
when
go
I
ahead.
check it,
Go
when
ahead,
I check it on price of gold or something like that, it's 57, 59.
No, at the moment, the price of gold in the world market today is Monday is 58,600.
Okay. Then you if the buyer asks you for negotiation, then you can give them the discount for the 8% or 5% above that price.
The discount between 5 to 8%.
Oh, so that means the buyer will get it on 53,
53,000.
if you give them.
Sometimes I'm very flexible because I'm going to negotiate on behalf of the buyer. Because the buyer is paying me. The buyer is also using my services. So I said to the buyer, okay, I will renegotiate the price. Instead of 53, I might ask the head office to give the buyer 51. Yeah, or 50. Yes. It depends on my mood. Yeah, it depends. Because my seller will say, Wilhelmina, are you with us? I said, both. I'm with the buyer and also the seller. I always enlighten the seller to give the buyer an opportunity, a window of opportunity. Yes.
Okay.
Because if the buyer is satisfied, he will come back.
Exactly.
There's so many instances that buyers and seller fail. Especially the buyer has a limited cash. I wouldn't accept anymore that the buyer bargain. When you resell it, you make a profit.
Exactly. Because they make more profit on what they're buying sometimes. Because, like the other guy who was suggesting to buy one of my friend gold, he was telling them, "No, I'm gonna buy for you on 54." It's 54.
Yeah, it's true. 54. The seller can sell 54. Yes. Yeah. But you come to
And the
Wilhelmina,
other
I'm very flexible.
about 47.
No, 47 is very tough because the seller has no profit. The seller has an overhead. Okay? If 47, you pay taxes. You add the tax. So it's still the same. If 47, the gross, okay, you pay the government sales tax of 6%. It depends on every country. Sierra Leone 6.5. Here in Conakry is 5.5%. In Mali 7.5%. So it depends on the country. Yeah.
Okay.
So you add the tax.
Okay.
You add the tax based on the world market. You add that one. It's still 53.
Exactly.
So now you learn our conversation. You're gonna watch on my YouTube channel, and I will give you a copy. You learn out of that, and the full corporate offer is on this video.
Yeah, I would appreciate that as well. If you can send me as well some copies where I'm learning step by step. So I'm just planning to go back to DRC soon so that I can start this business.
Well, I wish you good luck, Isaac. Learn from it, right? Your seller would not teach you. Your seller is have no idea about international marketing. That's why I do charge my services. Yeah, I'm very.
Currently, they've got
Sorry?
100 kilos.
Sorry.
They have 100 kilogram of gold and in bars. Right now, I'm talking.
Well, my seller has 500 kilos. I have seller 75 kilos. I have seller have 500 kilos right now. Yeah.
So now you got a lot of customers.
Well, buyer can come to Wilhelmina because you know why the buyer trusts Wilhelmina. My face are everywhere. I'm not scared to show my face. Sorry?
Oh, I'm saying that is a good business. We've got already a lot of package in the stock already.
Yeah, we have a lot of stock. But convince me, how are you able to pay? Convince me, show me the proof of fund, your bank statement that you have $1 million, we can supply you. But if you cannot show me that you have $500,000, well, to me, what a useless buyer, excuse my language. This is not for you if you ask for leveraging business. If you're asking LC or CIF, this is not for you. You have a shortfall of cash flow. This is cash business.
What does that LC mean?
Letter of credit.
Oh, CIF also included in it goes together or it's separate?
No, CIF cost, insurance, and freight. The buyer has no money. Why?
So
he cannot afford to pay the gold. Why he gonna pay the cost insurance? How about paying the gold? Tell me.
Oh, okay. So that's why the buyer asking that CIF.
He doesn't have the money. He's going to leverage. He's going to launder. So he's a launderer.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of the buyer asking for CIF, so he doesn't have a capital. He's going to leverage it. So he's the victim, the seller.
Okay, so that's why you ask them the proof of fund, bank statement.
Correct.
the business address and
That's right.
whatever contact. So they will be okay. So now I'm taking it to my seller. My seller, he will be sure that every details that I give to him is correct, and the buyer is ready, and the seller also is ready to do the business.
The buyer has to send a letter of intent to purchase, intention to purchase. The letter of intent is stating that he is intending to purchase the gold and diamond. Without that, I wouldn't believe it. I don't entertain cut and paste. I don't. I want to see the buyer's company letterhead, signature by the buyer that he is intending to purchase.
Okay.
Because
okay.
Wilhelmina will review that. I have the buyer from Middle East. He showed me his fund for my eyes only. And I'm not going to share it to anyone. The buyer convinced me that he has more than 6 figures of amount of his business.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's so nice. I really like the way you do business. I really like it. I wish I could be your student for the whole life.
I don't need anyone. I can manage it. I know. I've been in marketing for 36 years. I've been in real estate. I was top salesperson. I know how to talk to the buyer. I know how to distinguish whether buyer is real or not. My buyer is real. That's why he paid my travel cost $15,000. He has no question because he believed that my seller is real. And the buyer show me his proof of fund. He is the real buyer. A real buyer doesn't talk too much. You must remember. Only bullshit buyer talk too much. Yeah. I call them bullshit.
You can see the boss and the poor boss. The poor boss is always like trying to show up
Yeah.
show off. Okay. But in real life, you don't have anything.
A minute you mention my name, Isaac, they will run away from you. I'm giving you a warning. They don't like my guts. Well, too bad. I am not here to befriend. I am here to help both parties. Yes.
There's no friend in business.
There's
business
none.
is business.
There's none. You have the money, we can do business. Sorry?
What me again called me, we did with Barret. Business is, there's no friend in business. Tick or tack.
Yes.
You pay me, I pay you back. I service.
That's the reason why I always announce I don't want to deal with chain of joker broker. I want to deal with the buyer that can convince the buyer to Wilhelmina. Okay? Because when you come to my WhatsApp, I'm immediately asking, open your camera.
Okay.
Because I'm going to see the buyer whether he's a real buyer or not. There's so many joker buyer online. There's so many fake buyers. There's so many criminal buyers. There's so many thief buyers. There's so many scumbag buyers. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why they're scared of me.
100% right. I agree with you.
Well, I have to reform. That's why the seller hired Wilhelmina. They don't like Wilhelmina's guts. Well, so be it. I'm not here to make friends. I am here to tell the world that Africa is the main source of supply. You have the money, that's
Exactly.
the office have gold.
That's a big supplier for everyone in the world.
Africa is the main supplier of gold and diamonds, bauxite, emerald, gas, oil, coffee, and choco. But those international buyers, because they were being brainwashed, there's so many scam. Yes. Why? Because you are asking cheap price. You were being offered cheap price. The cheap price is going to tease you in order for you to travel. Just like this buyer that I met him in the hotel where I stay. Yeah. And I told this buyer, you were talking to Wilhelmina 2 weeks ago with the group. So, we've been offered a good price. Well, not knowing that you're dealing with my head office. Yeah. Not knowing.
They also look for red mercury. There are people looking for that.
I don't deal that one. I only handle gold and diamond. That's all.
Okay. But you know people looking for it.
No, I'm not. I don't have time to search. That is not my job.
I'm just asking in a person if you know people that are looking for red mercury.
Well, you have to search it. You're a marketer, you learn how to search. To me, the seller is searching for Wilhelmina. The buyer is searching for Wilhelmina. I live in
I know,
Australia.
I know,
I'm
I know.
here in West Africa. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm
okay,
sitting down
okay.
with my
You told me that.
beautiful room, the 5 stars hotel.
You enjoy a cup of tea and
I'm drinking a
refreshment.
cup of tea, and the manager of the hotel, they welcome Mrs. Ford. I know the manager of the hotel. He's a good friend of mine.
Because yeah, I know. Because we've been there for many times, they know you now.
Yes. When I walk in, he said, "Oh, Mrs. Ford." I said, "Yes, I know." And when I have a breakfast, the manager joined me. Yeah. "Mrs. Ford, are you
Oh,
okay?"
nice.
I said, "Fantastic, I'm okay." Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
The manager of the hotel has a good service. He has a good service. He welcomed his client. When I was in real estate, I always render a good customer service. Yes. Because customer is bringing money in the table. Sellers has no idea. African seller, I have to educate them. They only think about money, 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 money. The money cannot come to the bank unless the buyer is satisfied. Yes.
Exactly. The buyer must be happy, like they say, happy buyer, happy seller.
Yes. It doesn't matter if you've been selling long years or ship the gold. I don't care. Every buyer has the needs. I said to my seller, you always listen to the buyer's needs. It doesn't matter if we have plenty of gold. Welcome the small buyer. Allow the buyer to buy small quantity because he gonna taste the gold to Dubai. Now I'm going to send this video to my seller as well. All of my seller, I have to share our conversation so that the seller of mine will also understand. It doesn't matter if you've been shipping the gold many times, 100 kilos or 500 kilos. Every buyer has a different needs.
Exactly.
Do not close the
Exactly.
door. Open the door all the time. Welcome. So you got my point,
Exactly.
Issac? Sometimes
I get you very well.
Sometimes, Issac, I'm fed up because African sellers is stubborn. They are stubborn. Yes,
They don't listen to you.
they are bloody stubborn. When I handle the seller has to listen to Mrs. Ford or else they're gonna be fired. Yeah. I fired Ghana. I don't care. I don't need you guys. I told my seller, I don't need you guys. I live comfortably. I don't need you. You need Wilhelmina because I know how to position your product to the global village. Everybody now buying online. I'm the only person who show my face. Yeah. You can see my beautiful face. I'm very tough. Yeah. And I'm gonna give you a copy of our conversation. You're gonna see, oh, Mrs. Ford. Sorry, Isaac, sorry.
That's how you have to be so that you can be comfortable in your spirit, that you set free your spirit and express itself.
That's right. You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be on YouTube and my Facebook. You're gonna be popular. Show this to your seller. He has to learn. And the seller is wasting your time. Yeah. If my seller wasting my time, Isaac, I'm going to fire him. Yeah. I'm not going to give him buyer. Next. That's why I'm educating every seller who come to Wilhelmina to market their products. You have to cope up with my speed. Appointment 9 o'clock must exactly 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Exactly.
Today in Conakry is heavy rain, and that's why I'm here in my beautiful room. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the way you work. I really like it.
Thank you very much. You learn. You're gonna learn. I'm gonna upload this in 1 hour. Isaac, you will hear and I will give you a copy, and you're gonna listen to our conversation on YouTube, and click below the full corporate offer. Do not ask, send me an FCO, because I'm going to reject you. You go to the world market, whatever the price of the world market, less 5%, maximum of 8%. Why? The tax already on the price,
Exactly.
except the shipping cost and insurance. You got me?
I get you very well.
All right. Thank you very much, Isaac, and have a pleasant good morning.
You too. Bye bye.